Hello, you're watching Bernama News. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail said today that the Women, Family and Community Development Ministry will implement a pilot project known as Diversion for children charged with minor crime next year. She said the diversion system would be implemented to keep children involved in crime that were minor or not serious out of the existing justice system. Dr. Wan Azizah, who is also Women, Family and Community Development Minister, said the intervention model would be introduced as an alternative rehabilitation method and would encompass counselling sessions, community service, payment of damages or repair. Speaking during an official visit to Sekolah Tunas Bakti Sungai Besi, Dr. Wan Azizah said the adverse psychological effects faced by children who went through the legal process because of the minor offences they committed were worse than the offence itself.
Kanak-kanak tersebut akan menjalani modul intervensi yang disediakan khas untuk mereka mengikut kesalahan dan latar belakang kanak-kanak tersebut. Mengikut model ini, kanak-kanak yang tersabit kesalahan ringan tidak akan ditahan.
However, she said the matter would be submitted to the Attorney General's chambers for further discussion prior to its implementation. Meanwhile, when met by reporters after the event, Dr. Wan Azizah said 2 of the 3 female students who escaped from a moral rehabilitation center at Asrama Akhlak Perempuan Jitra in Kubang Pasu had been found. She said the students were believed to have escaped because they were not able to adapt themselves to the condition at the center. Kubang District Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Ismail Ibrahim said the incident occurred about 1 a.m. Wednesday and was realized by a social welfare assistant after being informed by other inmates. The 7 inmates had escaped through the hostel toilet via the ceiling before climbing on to the roof. At the same function, Datuk Sri Dr. Wan Azizah Wan Ismail also emphasized that her recent visit to Jelau, Sarawak was in her capacity as the Deputy Prime Minister, thus rubbishing claims that she was there to campaign for the PKR election. Dr. Wan Azizah, who is also PKR President, said she was originally scheduled to visit Sarawak after the party election, but the election date was postponed to November 10th.
Saya tak campaign actually. Saya nak campaign untuk siapa? Sebab apa? Saya pun tak bertanding. Ya? Itu saya kata kalau saya pergi nak bagi kat tempat tu kerana lagipun Jelau ni ada tempat pepper, the best quality pepper Malaysia has produced.
She stressed that the visit was to show that the federal government has no discrimination. PKR Central Leadership Committee member Latifa Koya on Wednesday said the visit was poorly timed as it happened ahead of the PKR final voting process in the state. Latifa noted that during the visit, Dr. Wan Azizah was seen to be accompanied by Larry Seng Wei Shen, who had previously announced his support for PKR Deputy President candidate Rafizi Ramli. She claimed that Dr. Wan Azizah's visit to Jelau involved the use of her official post in the cabinet, government assets, and she also announced an allocation of 100,000 ringgit to build roads in the area. According to Latifa, the announcement was made in the presence of Wei Shen, who is contesting for the Jelau Division Chief post and a post in the party's Central Committee. Former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak has been summoned by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission again to give his statement over probe on alleged misappropriation of funds in the installation of solar energy panels to schools in Sarawak. The vehicle carrying Najib was seen entering the MACC headquarters in Putrajaya through the back door at 9:40 a.m. He then left the building at around 1:55 p.m. Earlier, the former Prime Minister accompanied his wife, Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor, at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court this morning to hear proceedings for her case set for mention today. Last October, former Education Minister Datuk Sri Mahathir Khalid spent 5 hours at the MACC headquarters to give his statement on the same case. Prior to that, on July 9th, a former special officer to Najib was remanded for 6 days to assist the MACC in their investigation into a related case. In another development, the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court was told today that nearly 99.9% of documents in the case involving former Prime Minister Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak's wife, Datin Sri Rosmah Mansor, who is facing 17 charges for money laundering and failing to declare her income to the Inland Revenue Board, had been handed over to the defence team. Retired Federal Court Judge Datuk Sri Gopal Sriram, who is leading the prosecution team in the case, informed the court when the case came up for mention before Azura Alwi. Lawyer Datuk K. Kumarendran, representing Rosmah, told the court that the defence had received a 600-page document on the case last October 30th. He said only the document on bank statement had yet to be handed over to the defence. The defence team also informed that they would apply to transfer the case to the High Court soon. The court then set December 6th for mention. Rosmah, who was in the dock, was a picture of calm. Najib was at the court to accompany his wife. Meanwhile, lawyer Datuk Geethan Ram Vincent, also representing Rosmah, when met outside the court, told reporters that the defence would file an application to transfer the case to the High Court before December 6th. Last October 4th, Rosmah pleaded not guilty to the Sessions Court here to 12 counts of money laundering involving 7,097,750 and 5 counts for failing to declare her income to the Inland Revenue Board. About 4,000 Prudential insurance agents picketed at Kuala Lumpur City Centre this morning to protest what they perceived as unfair reductions to the commission and bonus structure for life and takaful assurance products. President of Prudential Life Insurance Agency Association, or Prulia, Mani Raja Chandran, said the picket in front of Menara Prudential involved up to 10,000 agents who has lost as much as 30% of their income under the conditions imposed on their basic commission. Mani Raja said the protest was the last resort after the rejection of a counter proposal submitted by the association to the senior management of Prudential Assurance Malaysia Berhad.
We don't accept apa yang Prudential buat. The change in cutting in basic commission, the change in bonus, because agents are already struggling. It's not easy to do business, to go and to become successful in life insurance business. We are entrepreneurs. Before we make money, we have to spend money.
He also said it is not the right time to adjust the commission and bonus structure, as many of the agents are struggling to cope with the economic uncertainty. Most of them are frustrated and also believe that the action has breached their employment contract.
So kita berkumpul dekat sini ramai-ramai, kita nak try fight balik kita punya income. Jangan disentuh oleh CEO. CEO sekarang nak cut kita punya income. Kita punya commission lah maksudnya. So kita orang sekarang dah banyak bulan sebenarnya cuba mempertahankan kita orang punya commission supaya mereka tak potong kita orang punya commission.
Saya sudah 44 tahun di Prudential. Kita berapa tahun kita lawan-lawan dapat bonus ini. Sekarang CEO ini dia mau potong, turunkan terima bonus. Tidak patut.
Prudential Assurance Malaysia Berhad, meanwhile, in a statement said the management has been engaging with its agency force on the updated agency compensation scheme.
Keunikan rasa rempah sebenar. Resepi tradisional turun-temurun. Ramuan asli menambahkan kelezatan masakan.
IQ2 Burger Sky, sedap kedok.
True colors, hidden details, come alive. Your intelligent choice, powered by AI. Samsung QLED TV. See nothing else.
Lexus Suites Penang gives you the ultimate beachfront getaway at affordable luxury. With over 200 suites boasting world-class award-winning design and architecture, this seaside property is the only resort equipped with a private dip pool in every unit. With all these and amazing scenic views at your doorfront, you'll be guaranteed to unwind and relax in no time during your stay. For dining, you'll be spoiled for choice with an array of food and beverage outlets to satisfy your taste buds. Escape to paradise at Lexus Suites Penang.
The new Galaxy Note 9 has more power than you need. Until this happens.
Line 1 has been delayed.
And you need a charge, and all the plugs are taken in. Oh, Well, there you go. And who needs a terabyte of storage? Unless... Right. And speed only matters if you just got the file. And it's huge. And the doors are closing. Come on. Faster, faster. Got it. The new Galaxy Note 9. It's got more power than you need, until you need it.
Welcome back. Long-haul budget airline AirAsia X Berhad will suspend daily services to and from Auckland, New Zealand from February 11, 2019 following a periodic network review aimed at improving operational efficiency. As part of the review, AirAsia will also consolidate its capacity on the route from 7 times weekly to 4 times weekly from January 29, 2019. AirAsia Berhad, in a statement today, said that affected guests who have bought tickets would be offered options of either moving flight, rerouting a credit account, or full refund. It said affected guests will be notified via email, SMS, or an outbound call based on the contact details provided in the original booking. The airlines added that it strongly encourages all guests to update their contact details at airasia.com to ensure that they are contactable for further assistance. Finance Minister Lim Guang Eng said the government's move in introducing the open tender concept does not affect the Bumiputra agenda. In fact, he said the measure was seen as opening more opportunities to Bumiputra contractors to secure projects fairly and transparently to all without being limited to only certain quarters.
Bila kita carakan itu tender terbuka, ialah tender terbuka di kalangan kontraktor kelas F. So saya rasa tidak ada masalah. So yang masalahnya timbul ialah sebelum ni kena dapat tanda tangan ketua bahagian. So sekarang ialah tender terbuka di kalangan kontraktor tanpa perlu mendapat tanda tangan sesiapa pun.
Speaking to reporters after presenting a briefing on Budget 2019 last night, the Finance Minister said through open tender there would be no more direct negotiations or limited tender for certain projects, including government projects such as those under Perbadanan Nasional Berhad and Majlis Amanah Rakyat. Meanwhile, Lim, who is Bagan MP, denied the allegations of several Kelantan leaders that Budget 2019 did not give due attention to the development of East Coast states. He said such claims were completely baseless as the allocation provided for each state in Budget 2019 showed an increase and the government was fair without marginalizing any state.
Untuk negeri, kita telah naikkan daripada 27.9 bilion kepada 31.7 bilion untuk pembangunan, untuk perbelanjaan pembangunan. Termasuk juga untuk negeri Kelantan daripada 1,214 kepada 1,376.
In this regard, he told leaders, especially those from opposition parties, to stop playing up defamatory sentiments and hatred and provide arguments based on facts and figures instead. Ministry of Finance's National Budget Office Director Johan Mahmud Marakan says the process of implementing new taxes on imported online services will be carried out in stages. He said at the start, the government would have engagements with online giants to get them to register with the Royal Malaysian Customs Department if they were interested to continue their services in Malaysia. Johan said the process would begin with imported online services in the business-to-business segment, followed by the business-to-consumer segment. This is to level the competitive playing field between local and international companies. As an example, he said US-based online video streaming company Netflix, which imports foreign content, is not taxed, while local provider iFlix has to pay taxes.
I think this will be done in phases. I think the first phase is more for business-to-business imported online services, imported services. Second one is for this imported online services. The government will basically then engage with the larger online businesses that they will then need to register with the customs if they want to continue supplying that services to Malaysian consumers. So this is an announcement, and then we will then work out the details and guidelines, which will then communicate to these companies.
He told reporters after attending a special briefing on the midterm review of the 11th Malaysia Plan and 2019 budget on Wednesday. He added that further details on the tax implementation, including the registration of companies providing imported online services, will be announced by the Customs Department. Last Friday, Finance Minister Lim Guang Eng announced during the tabling of the 2019 budget that for online services imported by consumers, the foreign service providers needed to be registered with the Customs Department and charge and remit the relevant service tax on transactions with effect from January 1st, 2020.
Malaysians will be spoilt for Alibaba's Double 11 shopping festival this year, with a wide variety of product offerings across 180,000 brands from Malaysia and around the world. Businesses within the Alibaba ecosystem will jointly offer to hundreds of millions of consumers around the world, including Malaysian shoppers, high-quality products, entertainment, and fast, reliable services.
So we started this event in 2009. We're just trying to bring Double 11 to an online event. At that time, we only have 27 merchants to work with us. But this year, we have grown with 180,000 merchants from Malaysia, China, and all over the world. So consumers all over the world can participate in this great global shopping festival. Also, we have special promotions for Malaysian markets. First, we have a free transaction fee on Double 11 Day for credit card users. And also, we will have free shipping to Malaysia. So, buy more than means with the huge range and variety products we offer from Tmall and Taobao. Each consumer can find good qualities and the products they want with different styles. And for last, that means that this year we bring the largest ever promotion here to Malaysia. Shop on Taobao every day.
Welcome back. Moving on to world news. U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions resigned on Wednesday as the country's chief law enforcement officer after enduring more than a year of blistering and personal attacks over his recusal from the Russia investigation. Sessions announced his resignation in a letter to U.S. President Donald Trump, saying his resignation came at Trump's request. Trump announced in a separate tweet that he was naming Sessions' Chief of Staff Matthew Whitaker, a former United States attorney from Iowa, as acting Attorney General. The resignation was the culmination of a toxic relationship that frayed just weeks into the Attorney General's tumultuous tenure when Sessions stepped aside from the investigation into potential coordination between the president's campaign and Russia. Trump blamed the decision for opening the door to the appointment of Special Counsel Robert Mueller, who took over the Russia investigation and began examining whether Trump's hectoring of Sessions was part of a broader effort to obstruct justice and stymie the probe. Sessions had risked his reputation when he became the first U.S. senator to endorse the celebrity businessman. His early backing helped Trump's effort to be seen as a legitimate candidate. Nearly a year after his endorsement, Sessions raised his hand in the Oval Office, becoming the nation's 84th Attorney General, the country's top law enforcement officer. A cloud of suspicion about Russian meddling in the election hung over the Trump presidency from the very beginning. In his confirmation hearings, Sessions said he didn't meet with Russian officials. But a few weeks into his tenure, reports emerged that Sessions met with the Russian ambassador to the United States during the campaign. At the time, Trump expressed his continued effort of Sessions. Sessions soon recused himself from any campaign investigations. A prominent Ukrainian anti-corruption activist was buried on Wednesday after suffering an acid attack 3 months ago. Katerina Handzyuk, an anti-corruption activist who was also an aide to the mayor of the city of Kherson, died on Sunday, 4th of November, more than 3 months after being doused with sulfuric acid. About 300 people attend Hanzyuk's funeral service. Ukrainian human rights activists, as well as the European Union and United States, have called on Kiev to bring the assailant to justice. Several suspects have been arrested for allegedly carrying out the attack, but who ordered it has not been determined. The Ukrainian parliament is forming a commission to investigate. On Tuesday, the country's top prosecutor said he will resign amid outrage over an investigation into the killing of Hanzyuk. Yuri Lutsenko said that his resignation was intended to show that no one is clinging to power amid the scandal. However, his resignation must be approved by a parliamentary majority. When Mickey Mouse made his debut on November 18, 1928 in a film short called Steamboat Willie, a star was born. To mark his birthday 90 years later, a new exhibit in New York called Mickey the True Exhibition is a 16,000 square foot interactive museum showcasing original pieces from more than 20 artists, all inspired by the famous mouse. It has more than 10 rooms, each one highlighting a different time of Mickey Mouse's 90-year history. The exhibition video ends this edition. I'm Jazil Johari. Stay tuned to Bernama News Channel. It's all about you.